And that is the statue of 5 goats, for we are in the city of 5 goats. That is Guangzhou, in the southern province of Guangdong in China. There's a legend about the 5 goats here. A long time ago, this place was suffering from lack of food and drought and things like that. And a 5-coloured cloud came over the South China Sea with 5 different coloured gods, each carrying a different coloured goat. And they left the goats and some seed for the people, who then planted it. And so the story goes, it's been a land of abundance ever since. Today we're going to be looking at some of the history of this wonderful city. It's one of my favourite in China, to be honest. And there's some amazing history here as well. So let's get going. We're going to start with a dead guy. Right, so we're going to go and have a quick look in the tomb now of Zhao. I've actually been here before, and it's a very, very cool spot right in the middle of the city. Over 2,000 years ago, this city, then named Panyu, was the capital of the Kingdom of Nanyue, which maintained some independence from the powerful Han Dynasty between 204 and 111 BCE. 5 kings ruled from here until finally being absorbed into the Han Dynasty, and this tomb belongs to the second of them, Zhao. Well, despite not being able to go into the actual tomb anymore, we can still go and see all of the treasures found in there. Most famous of all was the jade burial suit. The tomb and this suit belong to Zhao, the second king of the ancient kingdom of Nanyue, who reigned between 137 and 124 BCE. Jade burial suits were reserved only for the highest ranking individuals. This one is made up of over 2,000 jade pieces and was sewn together with silk thread. It was believed jade could help one in the afterlife, a rare and beautiful treasure. We're in Old Town Guangdong now. We're going to go and visit what is one of the oldest mosques anywhere in China. Some people claim it's the oldest, but the date that it has linked to it seems a little bit unbelievable. Anyway, let's go and have a look. Right, we're just coming to the mosque. Actually, that, believe it or not, is the minaret, and it's old. Let's see if we can get in. So the current mosque today follows the plan of the Ming Dynasty design from the 1300s. So apparently the minaret is about the oldest structure left here. Don't have an exact date for it, but it's pre-Ming Dynasty apparently. It looks like a lighthouse, and apparently sometimes in the past it has actually been used as a lighthouse. It's got the guangta in Chinese, the pagoda of light. They use the same character, pagoda, for a minaret. So there's a date linked to this mosque, its founding, which is 627. But that's so close to the actual beginning of Islam, it's probably not actually correct. People do believe that there probably was a mosque in the Tang Dynasty though, which was one a lot later. It's an old one. Look at that cat. Love cats. These banyan trees are everywhere in Guangzhou, and they are so cool. There's actually a very famous temple in Guangzhou called the Temple of the 6 Banyan Trees. I'm gonna go there next, I think. So when you look at the minaret from this angle, it's really wonky, isn't it? It's been a landmark of this city for a really long time. Because obviously, until the 20th century, it was probably one of the tallest structures in the whole city. Got such a great feel down here, you know. When you think about these big cities like Guangzhou, it's economic powerhouse of China, you know, and it is skyscraper central, but it still has this kind of old part which is a bit beaten up and run down. A lot of character about it there. It's a nice place to explore, really. This Song Dynasty pagoda is quite typical in design of South China pagodas from the era. It has definitely had a lot of repairs, rebuilds and additions over the years. For example, the copper top of the pagoda was cast in 1358 during the Yuan dynasty. The pagoda does, however, remain a symbol and a landmark of this great southern city. So this pagoda was built in 1091. That's in the northern Song dynasty, 1,000 years of history almost, and was basically the tallest building in Guangdong for all of those years, with the exception of the 20th century when everything changed. This is still an active temple, and due to its long history of visits from eminent monks and poets, it is of great importance in Chinese Buddhism. The temple has been destroyed and rebuilt several times, so the halls we see today are, however, relatively new and not of great historic value. So this wasn't always called the Temple of the Six Banyan Trees, by the way. In the Song Dynasty, a very famous writer, poet, a guy called Su Shi came here and he said, wow, there are 6 banyan trees. And then from then on it was called Temple of the Six Banyan Trees. And I've been looking and I can only count 4. But then that was 1,000 years ago, so you know, maybe they're different trees now, I guess. Anyway, let's keep moving on, shall we? See what else we can find. There's a few other kind of interesting looking places that I want to have a look at while I'm here. Right, we're just coming to Guangzhou Temple, which is historically the most important temple in Guangzhou. It also has a super long history from the early days of Buddhism in China, and it's got some very, very ancient things in it as well, which I'm quite excited about. Let's go and have a look. Got to buy a ticket for this one. 5 renminbi though, you know, it's not exactly breaking the bank, is it? Hui Neng, the 6th patriarch of Chan or Zen Buddhism, opened the southern school of Chan Buddhism here in the 7th century Tang dynasty. This is a vast temple and a nice one to wander around. In my opinion, city temples in China often lack the history and peace of temples in the countryside and mountains, but they do often contain some hidden treasures. This temple contains 2 iron cast pagodas, the oldest anywhere in China. Both of them date to the Southern Han, one of the 10 kingdoms during the 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms period. The damaged West Pagoda was cast in 963 and is covered with over 500 images of the Buddha. It's a bit noisy, there's a bit of construction going on, but these 2 iron cast pagodas are the 2 oldest anywhere in China. They date from the 900s, the 5 dynasties period of Chinese history. Super old, and they're just kind of pushed into the corners of the temple. It's kind of interesting. That one has its top knocked off, as you can see. The other one, which I'm going to right now, apparently is a bit more complete. Well, I'm still looking for the eastern pagoda, and I feel like I'm just going to exit the temple. It's kind of weird. It's easily the most important thing, the most important artifact in this temple, and you'd think it'd be signposted or something. It's just shoved in a corner. How strange. So I've been following the map to try to find this pagoda. I don't know, it looks like I'm almost out of the temple here, and it's in this building and it's locked. It's not signposted. You can just about see inside. They're the oldest iron cast pagodas anywhere in China. Bit of an unceremonious place to put it, isn't it? Well, never mind. I got a glimpse at least. Which is more than most people, I think. Honestly, I think most people here don't even know it's there, maybe? Everyone's getting geared up for Spring Festival, Chinese New Year. It's just a couple of weeks away.
Another interesting but incredibly busy historical site in Guangzhou is the Chen family ancestral hall. Built in the late Qing dynasty between 1890 and 1894, this was built by the Chen family and their relatives from all over Guangdong province, 72 branches of the Chen family in all. It was initially a place of worship and an academy for family members to study for the imperial examinations.
So this place is renowned for its wood carving, pottery, stone carving, engraving. It's just full of art. It's not like anywhere else I've ever seen in China, to be honest.
The complex is vast with numerous halls and courtyards, but this place is most famous for its artistry. Wonderful examples of stonework, woodwork and ceramics cover every inch of this place. In particular, the colourful ceramic ridges are very unique to this region and its style of architecture, known as Lingnan architecture, Lingnan being the name for this southern region of China.
So as well as an ancestral temple, it's actually built as an academy for members of the Chen family to train for the imperial exams. And the imperial exams have been going on for over 1,000 years. And this place got finished in 1894. And in 1905, the exams actually got abolished after so many hundreds of years. So it wasn't used as that academy for a long time. It was actually changed into a training center, like a school, basically a normal school for members of the Chen family in Guangdong. Man, I love it down here. I've been to Guangzhou quite a few times actually and just never filmed. This winter journey, by the way, is basically all going to be south of China, I think. My rough plan is here in Guangdong province and next door Fujian, which I've never been to. So looking forward to it actually. As you know, most of my channel is North China, it seems. So let's branch out a little bit. Guangzhou's got a really long history. It's been a big, important city for a really long time in Chinese history. And like every good old city in China, it used to be fully walled. Today, most of that wall has gone. But if you come to this park, there is still quite a substantial amount left from the Ming dynasty. It's about 600 years old. Weather's so beautiful. It's January and it's just, I don't know, maybe 18, 17 degrees. Perfect weather. In the summer, this place is super balmy, obviously, humid. Some dancing at the wall, have a look. Oh, these trees are so good. Feels so good to be down in the south of China. Slowly ripping the wall to bits with their roots. That's the Canton Tower over there. Big landmark of this city. I was actually over here a couple of nights ago. I've been visiting friends down here. I've been down here for a few days and I've hardly filmed, to be honest. I've just been hanging out with friends and, partying and drinking and eating too much. But I was over here and at night time, it is so stunning, like it's super cool. I'm not really that into modern architecture, to be honest, but it does look very nice. But I didn't have my GoPro with me because I was out having a few beers.
The last spot on our historical sightseeing trip of Guangzhou is the Chegang Pagoda. You can't get very near it, unfortunately, but a wander around gives you some nice views. It's a Ming Dynasty pagoda with some later renovations and a very worthy addition to my pagoda list. Beautiful.
And I think right here with this beautiful Ming Dynasty pagoda in the shadow of the Canton Tower, that's the 5th tallest freestanding building in the world. It's 600 meters. This is where I'm going to leave you. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. More to come as I journey through Guangdong and Fujian. All the best. Take care. Bye bye.